This is Steve Curtis, Customer Experience Lead for Columbus Global. With me today, I've got Stephen Fox and Craig Hamer. This webinar is focused on the mobile options for sales. So coming back to the capabilities that sales have, Dynamics 365 for Sales gives actionable insights, relationship management, sales productivity, and sales performance, and gives options for both the manager and the seller, and also for the customer to be able to interact in a much better way than maybe you've seen in the past. As far as the mobile options for sales are concerned, there are four main options that I'm going to cover today. Power Apps, the out-of-the-box Dynamics 365 mobile application, Microsoft Outlook as a mobile capability, and then a host of other options through ISV partners that may be available to you to use. So if we focus first on Power Apps, if you think about Power Apps in the backdrop of packaged apps get you to a digital transformation quickly. And packaged apps exist across, CRM, HR, ERP space, and Microsoft and Dynamics is only one of those major application vendors. No application fits. Most applications are an 80 to 90% fit, and businesses want to customize the applications to fit the processes in the industry. And sometimes there just isn't the app to fill those niche gaps. These can be very small applications that are needed by business, or sometimes a little bit larger bespoke applications just to fit the last mile of requirements. Um, the drivers for a business application platform can go across a number of different areas. Sometimes there are paper and complex processes in place. And sometimes we find that there's maybe not the best relationship between IT and the business. And then when it comes down to it, the ability to rip and replace a critical application isn't an option. So that's where the Power Platform comes in, and Power Apps. This is a Microsoft capability that's available for license holders of Dynamics 365, Office 365 to be able to use. And it has a number of connectors, including obviously connectors through to Dynamics 365 itself. So Power Apps together with Flow and Power BI running on Azure platform allows you to quickly, as a citizen developer, to be able to develop mobile applications that will run in both a connected and a disconnected state. Um, so this allows you to do simple embedding and tailoring of out-of-the-box solutions with embedded forms and dashboards, allows you in the background to be able to do role-based applications and to be able to flow those tasks from role to role using Microsoft Flow, and to be able to build potentially a very immersive end-to-end. It really allows you to be able to extend across a number of different device types, and it's very, very powerful as a portable development application. So there are two types of Power Apps. There's the Canvas applications. So Canvas applications can take data from one or multiple sources, including Dynamics 365 for Sales, and then be able to build that using a PowerPoint-like designer, and then use these applications across web and mobile devices. And then the other one is the mobile driven applications. And this is actually the development tool that's used for Dynamics 365 for Sales. So Power Apps has two development capabilities. One is to change Dynamics 365 for Sales itself. And then the other one then gives you these immersive mobile applications that are available to you. The second option, and for the second and third, I'm going to give quick demonstrations of capability. So the second option is Dynamics 365 mobile application. So we're now on Dynamics 365, but on a mobile interface. This could be on a tablet screen. It could indeed be on a phone. So as an example of what this would look like on a phone, we've got our three tiles for our dashboard here. But if I then take that and start to squish that down to a more of a phone interface, you can see it's taken the three tiles and it's then dropped them vertically rather than horizontally. And this is the type of view that you'll see if you run this from a phone rather than a tablet device. Now, this mobile interface is available on Android OS, it's available on Windows, and it's available on iOS. And it's pretty easy to get to if you go up into this area and go to the relevant store. So if I go into the Microsoft Store, you can see that I can search for Dynamics 365, and then it will bring up the mobile application that's available to you. Now, when I'm using this, I have all of the capabilities available to me that I have on the desktop. So as a simple example, if I go into one of my sales opportunities, open this opportunity out, and just to show that this is reflecting through into the main environment, if I change the estimated close date or the revenue on this, let's go through and change the revenue. So the estimated budget for the revenue is, let's say, £6,500. And if we now move through, it will save that through to the main environment. It takes about 30 seconds for it to save it through, so we'll show that through in the main environment in just a minute. But all of the capabilities that you have within here are all available within the mobile application. And this allows you to start thinking about taking notes on meetings as you go along, to be able to see the different dashboards, to be able to create new leads as they come through. This gives you full create capability if you want to, and to be able to potentially punch out to Excel if you're in a meeting and want to start doing maybe calculations or mass updates. Okay, so very powerful mobile interface out of the box. It completely mirrors what you have in here. So what that does is it gives the salespeople mobile access via a phone or via a tablet device. So we've seen a little bit of the Dynamics 365 mobile application, and now going to one of the other options, that's Microsoft Outlook. So Outlook has a plugin capability called the Microsoft app for Outlook. And the Microsoft app for Outlook can run in a connected or disconnected state, and can run again on all the varieties of Outlook you have. So this will run on a phone, it will run on your laptop device, and it will run on the desktop version of Outlook and on the OWA, the web browser version of Outlook. And again, just to show you what that looks like, we will tab across into the Outlook interface and show you what that looks like today. So you can see that I'm in, we'll start with OWA, which is the browser interface for Outlook, and I'm logged on under my mail account for this demonstration environment. Now what we'll do is here we've got Neogena, and Neogena is going to create a pretty simple message to go to myself. We'll say message from Neo, hi, can we set up a meeting next week? Fairly simple message that we can route through. Send that over to myself. So that might be coming from one of your business contacts. We heard the noise there, so if we go in, we can now see as Steve Curtis that message has landed in to our Outlook interface. Now, what we have with Dynamics 365 is we have an ability through this area to be able to open up Dynamics 365. And you can see it's opening up a tile over on the right-hand side of our Outlook interface, connecting through to Dynamics 365. And then it's tracking, here is my contact details, telephone number, etc. And I can track this either automatically or I can track it manually. So in this case, we'll track it against Neogena's record, and it now is tracking that automatically within Dynamics 365 as a mail activity. So I could be mobile in this, and I could be working with Outlook, and I can see if you look at what we've got here, we've got the contact, we've got the account, we've got opportunities, And again, I can click on any of these opportunities and then I can open them up in the context of my Outlook interface and start working on those directly here. And again, I have the ability, if we click on this, we can then go out to Dynamics 365 itself and open that opportunity directly. Exactly the same capability exists on Outlook itself as well as OWA. So if I go into here, again, we can see the message from Neo. Now you see the little marker here. This tells me it's already been tracked because I've done this from the OWA interface. And again, I've got the same ability to open up the tile over on the side and look at this. And this can be in a connected or a disconnected state. So from a mobile perspective for a salesman, this mobile capability is very, very powerful and allows me again to open up any of those records and view them from within Outlook as well as within Dynamics 365. So we've had a little look at the mobile application. We've had a little look at Microsoft Outlook as a mobile option for you. There are a number of other options. And just talking through those, if you go out onto the web, there are companies like Resco. Resco provide the mobile interface for field service, but they provide a very mature mobile platform. Power Objects as another partner provide mobile options. So as well as being able to use Power Apps, the Dynamics 365 mobile app, Microsoft Outlook, there are a bunch of other partner-based options that you could look at as well to fill those gaps for mobile capabilities for salespeople. This is Steve Curtis. Hopefully this webinar has been useful, and please post a question if you wish on this at the bottom of the screen.